print and count hyperlinks on web page. Okay, so we will see first how to print and count hyperlinks on web page. So let me open. So this is one web page where you can see there are these all are hyperlinks, right? So when you hover over, you can see these are called all hyperlinks. Okay. Now, how to print and count? We'll see today. Let me create one class. Any name you can give. Hyperlink test. Okay. So this is our class. We need one main method. Now, first we need to set up, right? So for setup, I'm just copy from here. This one. So this is how to launch Chrome driver. Now we need to create an object, right, for Chrome driver. So this is our created object for Chrome driver. Okay. Now what you have to do, we have to launch the web page, right? Launch the web page. Okay. So driver dot get under double quote, we have to pass the URL. So this is our URL we have to pass under double quote. Now let me close. So this is launching the URL. Okay. Now, so the moment I go to this web page, right? If I right click and click on inspect, so you can see this all are links. Basically, these are hyperlinks. You can see hyperlinks always consider if the tag start, like see anchor tag A, href, right? So these are called as a hyperlink. If you just hover over on any of the link, you can see all are considered like href. So this is basically hyperlink. Okay. So we'll see how many hyperlinks are there and we'll print the count. Okay. Now count total numbers of hyperlinks on web page. Now what to do? So basically we covered in our previous session that there is one thing called web element, right? Like find element and find elements. So when it's a find element, it will return a single element, right? But when we have more than one, then it's will use the method called find elements. So now we'll see we need here because it's a list of web hyperlinks, right? So that in that case, we have to use find elements, right? Okay. Now to store find element, right? We need a collection and that is list. List is a collection, right? So we'll store all the elements, okay, under list as a web element. So we have web element. Okay. Whenever you want to store multiple elements, then we have to uh, put under list. Okay, and you can provide any name. So I'm giving link elements. Okay, link elements. Any variable, it's okay. Equal to driver. One second. Driver dot find. You can see there are two methods, find element and find elements. So we will use find elements. Okay, and here what we have to do, we have to pass the basically the locator. Okay, now if I just hover over on this any one of, right, you can see the tag start with a, right? If I just here also ran, suppose I'm taking red calculator, again you can see the tag start with a. Similarly, if I go to this FHA loan calculator, here also a. So mostly all the tag names are associated with a anchor tag. Okay, so if I do Control F and I say a, now you can see. So there are 116 locators, right, which associated with a. You can see I just entering and I'm going one by one. Okay. So now how to do that? So here, let me import the package first. Once. Okay. So list wave element, any object you create, then equal to driver dot find elements. And here, what would be our locator strategy? By dot. Any idea?
Dot XPath. Dot
By
X.
dot what?
Link.
Dot
No, why
I
we'll
dot
go for expert?
XPath.
We have a no, why we'll go with expert? That's what my question. We have A. A
See,
is what?
depending
This
you're
is a
going to
tag, right?
XPath or different CCS or whatever, how you're going to write.
No, 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 no. You're not getting what I'm saying. We want to find out all the hyperlinks, right, on this. So every hyperlink associated with the tag is anchor tag, means A tag, right? A. You can see, right? So in this case, there is no use of writing expert. We can simply go with,
Name
you
or
know,
tag.
tag name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because we want to check the hyperlinks, right? So, and all the links are associated with anchor tag, this A, right? So whenever you can see href, right? All are considered, these are the hyperlink only. So we can easily, there is no, how we'll write, it would be expert would be pointed to one only, right? It's not generic for all, na? So we'll go with tag name because tag name is common for all, right? And we have to check multiple this time, not unique one. So we'll go with ID. Pi dot, sorry, tag name. Okay. Now this is my tag name, and here under double quote, we have to just pass the tag name. That's it. So our tag name start with A. We are just passing it. Okay. Let me import this package. Give me one. Okay. So this is import class, and this is we have done. We have to import list as well. Okay. So now we have imported. So you can see list. This is the web element. So you have to create an object. Then you have to just pass it. Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to take a printout. System.out.println, and I am saying total links on web page. Now you have to pass this object here, the print. Okay. And now what we have to do? We have to
Dot
check
size.
total number of, right. So we have to check total number of hyperlinks. So we are expecting to get the size of the total element. So in this case, we have a size method. So the object what you have created, object dot size. So it will give you total number of web elements, available under this web page. Now let's print, run this. So very first thing what we have done, we have launched Chrome browser. For that system.set property, we have just passed the Chrome browser path along with the driver, which driver we have to interact. So this is the first step. Second step, what we have done, create an object of WebDriver. So WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver. Then third step, what we have done, launch, how to launch the web page. So driver dot get whatever the URL you have to pass on the double quote. Now the fourth step, what we have done, count total number of hyperlinks on web page. So for that, if more than one hyperlinks available and you want to get the return of this, the value and all, then for that we have to store as a list, right? And based on that, whatever the strategy we follow, it would be tag name or locator like XPath or whichever. So we have to just mention that. Then you can do the using the size method, we can get the list of all this. Okay. Let me reopen this intelligent. Just one. Just 1 minute. 2 more minutes left. I'm so sorry. The system is actually I have installed few applications. That is why it's slow. Okay, so this one is giving count of total number of web pages, right? So and one more thing, like apart from that, now suppose you want to print total numbers of hyperlink using for loop, right? So how to do that? Same thing because we have to do print, right? Number of count we need to get and print also. So for print, what we are going to do is print total number of hyperlinks on web page. So this size method is return you total like total number, right? Count. It will give you the count. And similarly for the print, right? We have to use loop. So we are going with for loop. So for bracket start. So what would be the syntax? So here it would be web element because we have stored as a web element, right? So this is the web element. So here we have to say web element. Now we have to create one object. So anything you can create EL. I'm just saying and column. Now we have to pass the object of this. Basically, what I have did in for loop. So we have to like iterate, right? All these for print we need. So we need this web element, and for this web element we have created an object, and all the elements, right, will be shifted. So this object, whatever object we are using here, this all the object values will shifted to EL. Now here what we are going to do is curly bracket start system.out.println. Now what we are going to print here, we will use the object because this whatever this object, right? So this is for the web element, and we shifted this to EL, right? For web element we already created another object el. So now here what we are going to do, we are going to say el dot, one method is there, get text. So this is one method. So when you use get text, it will print one by one using this. Okay, whatever the text means, written, it is written, so it will as a written get text. Okay, whatever. So the value of the element. So this is what how to print. So first for, then under the bracket we have to pass first is wave element, right? Because this is the wave element. We are storing all the uh, things, right? All the like locators or the hyperlinks and all. Now for that we have created el, it's an object. Then for this, the current object, whatever we have created for wave element, we are going to ship all the uh, value to el. Now for printing, we are saying system.out.println el dot get text. Give me 1 minute. I have to uninstall one application. Okay, okay, now let me launch this. Okay, run hyperlink test. What is the issue? Okay, exception. Did you understand the issue? Anyone? Okay, let me show you the issue. What exactly it is.
Maybe
So
Chrome has been changed path.
yeah, so basically it was earlier in download folder. So by mistake, I have deleted that. That is the reason it is
It's
showing
not
now.
opening.
Yeah. Right. So let me quickly download. Dot dev. Okay. So downloads. Now scroll down. Here you can see the browser. Now click on the Chrome. We need for Chrome. Go to the documentation and make sure it should match with your version control, whatever the version you are using. So click on this three dots, then go to help, then about Java, about Chrome. Now here you can see 108. So till this, it's okay. Now go to the Chrome page. You can see this is only the browser which I'm using. So just click on this. Here you can see the Chrome driver Win32 zip. You have to download this one. Once it's downloaded, to all, go to the folder, and now the zip you have to just extract, extract, download 32. Okay. Now this is the path. Now let me copy, complete that. I don't need to copy, I guess. Already I have. Let's try this thing.
Okay, in meantime, ping that link now. Which one you are
Okay.
launching and try to get the size and text now.
Okay.
Type link.
Which one? The web page link.
Yeah, just we are doing some example, right? Yeah, this one sample. Yeah.
Okay. So this is my complete download path. I'm just copying it. Just let me go to my IntelliJ and pass. Okay. So this is my complete path. Let's try again. So whenever some other issue you driver is not able to execute and all, you will see this is one exception, illegal state exception. And here you will see on top that what is the reason. The driver executable must be under this particular location, but it was missing. So that is the reason it shows error. Okay, now it's launching, I guess. Let's wait for another. Yeah. Chrome driver has was started successfully. So you can see here Chrome is being controlled by automated test of software. Now you see this page open, right? And if you see on console, right, it is printing all of this. You can see here. So total number links, right? Links on the web page is 55. For this, we already use size method to get the size of the all the locators or elements, right? So there are 55. Now you can see all the links, right? All the links. So get text we use. So one by one, these 55 total we are getting. So whatever hyperlinks are associated with a anchor tag, right? So we are getting the output here. Okay. So this is the output for wherever you see the anchor tag start with A. So we are getting this. Okay. Any question, any doubt?
Yeah, I have one question regarding that system dot setup property now.
Hmm.
So same. So what is the difference between set property and get property?
Set property we use to set the driver's property.
Correct. Get property.
Get is a different. We'll talk when we'll build the automation framework. That time we will cover those. Okay.
Okay.
But for now, you just focus on this, and we'll cover. Don't worry about those things. Okay. Set property, get property, whatever we'll cover. Okay. So this is the hyperlinks test. So this is how we'll do. Using the for loop, we can print the size, and you should know the get text means it will return the value, get text. Okay. This is one method, and size is another method. It will return number of elements available. So it will return the size. Okay. Now the second thing, how to handle drop down using select class in Selenium. So this is very frequently asked interview question as well as real time. It's also very important. Okay. So what happened when you say the drop down, right? Basically, select class, using select class, we have one class in Selenium called select class. Is basically used to interact with the dropdown on any web elements. Okay, this is what the use of select class. Now, commonly used few commands. Okay, we have under this select class. Let me write. So this is action class. Okay, action, not action. Actions, actions class, and we have web driver methods. So what it is to select, for example, if you want to select or deselect, okay, values from drop down. If you want to select any drop like values from the drop down or deselect also, in this case, we have few methods. So one is select by visible text. This is one method. Okay, select by visible text. At the same time, for deselect also we have deselect by visible text. Select and deselect. Okay, these are the two methods. Okay, now few more methods are available. Now select by value. Okay, we can select by value. Similarly, deselect by value. Deselect by value. Okay, I'm putting the symbol as this syntax. These are methods. Okay. Third way, these are the ways how to interact with the drop downs. Okay. Another is select by index. Select by index also we can interact with the drop down. Similarly, deselect by index. Deselect by index. Same thing we can do. Okay. Selecting and deselecting. Okay. Another is deselect all. So there may be some UI where you can have option called select all or deselect all, right? So in that case, if you want to first select all or deselect all, right? Then we can use this deselect all. This is one method. Okay. Now we'll check practically as well. So before that, another thing to check if the drop down element allows multiple selections at a time. Suppose there may be some drop down where you have opportunity to select multiple uh, like multiple list, right? Means the drop downs at a time. So what we have to do, there's another method called is multiple method. So the moment you use is multiple, it will select at a time multiple elements. Okay. Okay. Another thing, to get options from drop down, returns list of web elements. Okay. So we have another method called like to get option. Okay. There will be any option, you know, like you when you choose any drop down, you will get option to select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Okay. One, so there will be some name. For example, one India, two. This also you may have. Okay, there may be. If you have this, similar kind of things, then you can also use another method called get option options. Okay, so get options is nothing to get option from the drop downs to return list of variables. So based on if your elements when you inspect and it has a suppose list. Okay, so in that case, by using this also we can do it. So we'll see practically. Okay, so let me create a class called dropdown. Dropdown is a class. Okay, so we need a main method. So first thing we need to set up. So I'm just copying from here. Okay, so for this we'll use a different web page because in this calculator we don't have any drop down concept, right? So there is just a hyperlink. Okay. For this one, okay, not this. Okay. Okay. This is one web page called open card. Okay. This is one web page. Okay. Now, suppose for example, we have to see the drop downs and all, right? So, register. Okay. So here we have one drop down. You can see this is one drop down. So here we have many countries listed. Now, if I am to inspect, right, this basically this drop down, how to inspect. So how to do? So click on the inspect. Okay. Now, the moment you click on inspect and just you can see the select. So whenever you see right the select, mostly for drop down you will have the attribute tag name called select. Okay, and under select you will have all the options. So here you can see it shows from A to Z all the countries name. You can see, right? So there are total 239 39, right? Total countries are there. Okay, now how to interact, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do is again I'm inspecting here and this is what my locator, right? So we have a select is a tag name, Now this name is country ID. We have also name attribute is there, ID attributes is there, class also available. Okay. Now we are whenever you have any drop down concept, right? Always go for select action class. Okay. So basically what happened? Action class, it is like a very good way approach, in terms of any drop down because normal sometime what happen for few drop down might not work. If you just normal go with XPath or CSS locator, it might work. Okay, it will show some error like uh, the element was not interactable or not not available like this. Anything. So any drop down you see, so always prefer select class. Okay. So let's write that one. Prior to that, let's just copy this complete. This is our complete path. Now, what we have to do, we have to first find out. Okay. So for this web element, element. Okay, this is one object we have created. Okay, web element. Let's import web element first. Okay, web element equal to driver dot find element. Okay, here we are going with element. Okay, not elements. Okay, because for elements when you use that time you have to store as a list, right? So this is for single element. So basically we are just storing our web element to this object called element. Okay, we can directly also do, but I'm just showing another way. So here what we have to do is driver dot find element. Now under bracket we can go with either, let me close this one. We can go with either ID, name or class name. So what we are going to do, we are going with ID. Okay. Okay. Now you can see this ID is there. Okay. Now I just copied and trying to find. So we have two. You can see. So this is associated with this only. This level tag is associated with this select one. Okay. So select. Okay. Now here what I have to do, I have to go with by ID dot ID. And here we'll just pass the value of the ID. And you can go with the other name also, but I'm just going with ID. Okay. Okay. We can go with name or ID or so always if you have ID first, prefer to ID. Okay. If ID is not available, then go with other one. So that is why I use ID. Okay. Now what to do? So for action class, right? We have a class called select. Select is a class. Okay. Now let's import this. Okay. Okay. Don't get confused. Here you can see select. That's why you are using select. No. So mostly for drop-down web page, you will see most of the time like it will be attribute they use select only. If they have more than one, then they use like this select option 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. And select is a class. Okay. So now we have to say driver, any suppose any object we have to create for select also. So I'm saying drop down. Similarly, we created object for this, right? Web element equal to driver. So same way we have to create object for select class. So select drop down equal to new select. And now Here, what you have to do, you have to pass some value, right? Because it shows the error. So expected one argument, but not found. Okay. So what exactly we are going to do using this select class, all the elements, right, will interact under the select class. Okay. Now, if suppose what happened if don't use select class, and for this, if I want India, right? So manually I have to go with I have to create a X path, right? What will I do? I will first say suppose select, then option, right? Then I can use text and I can say India, India. So this is if you are going with a specific element, okay, you only need India every time when you do execution, then you can do hard coded. So this is what we have written here. This is called hard coded. Okay. So every time you have to change the value and all. Okay. You have to go even you have to go and create the you know uh, locator, right? So this is hard coded because we have passed something. If I do any typo error, it is not going to show. Suppose tomorrow I have to go with this. So it's very complex to, manage, right? It's very complex to manage. So that is why we choose this select class so that what we can do, we can use based on our requirement, we can use what country we are looking for and all, we can go for it. Okay, so select is a class and we created object for select equal to new select. Here we have to pass the object of the web element. So basically, web element, what we have created, right? For this element, this is the element, this is the object. Okay, whatever it is coming, right? For this, will store to this drop down under select. And based on our this object of select class, we can interact. So suppose now I created the object, I will do drop down dot. We will see all the methods. So now see deselect all, right? Now suppose I want to say select by visible text. We have already discussed, right, these things. So we'll see one by one. Okay. Now what I'm saying, the object dot select by visible text. When you say select by visible text, right? So basically you have to pass the value of the element, okay, under double quote. So under double quote, I'm saying India and make sure the value what you enter, it should match. Suppose I entered India, right? So it should match. That is India. Let's see. Okay, I'm not able to see India anyway. It is there. Okay. So we have to just pass the value under double quote. Okay. This is one way. Okay. Now another way, drop down dot select by value. Okay. So value again, when I say value, right? So you have to pass the value. So I'm going here. So value is, you can see these are the values. So these are the values. So any drop down you see, you will see 99%, you will see the start tag will start as a select, and under that you will see option and you will have a value and the text, whatever. So these are the text, okay, and this is the value. So suppose I will go with some other, okay, Afghanistan, I will go this time, okay, Afghanistan. So first one will go with India, then it will select Afghanistan, okay. So what should be, it should be one, right? Afghanistan is on one position. You can see one Afghanistan. Okay. Now this is another way. So very first it will select India, then it will select Afghanistan. And the third way is drop-down dot select by index. So again, when you say index, we have to pass the index. So this is one, okay, to index all this index, okay, index wise. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So index start with 0, right? So Afghanistan will become 0. Then Albania is 1. So let's take Albania now. Okay, now this is our 1, right? Index wise, this is 1. Okay, value wise, this is 2. So we'll go with 1 because 1 is Albania. Okay, now this is what we have done. Okay, now what we are going to do? Okay, let's print this first. Okay, so I'm giving some weight also. So okay, that I will cover later. So for the time being, I will use head dot click. Okay, so mostly we don't use this. Okay, but for now we are using. So whatever error you are seeing, just add. Okay. Now again I'm okay. Let's print this. Let's run. So 5,000 millisecond I put for each after selecting the drop down for each one. It will wait. It's a hard coded wait. Okay, wait thing will cover anyway, so you will have better understanding. Okay, now my browser is launching. You can see it. Okay, it is launching now. Okay, let me do maximize also. Okay, it is selecting anyway. First, it selected Afghanistan. Okay, okay. So we'll check one by one. Okay, so first, why India is not selected? Let me comment this one. And after launching the browser, let me maximize. Driver dot manage dot window dot maximum. Okay, this is the command we use for maximize the browser. Okay, then we'll first check with India whether it is selecting or not. Then we'll see other one. Okay, we'll see one by one. Okay, other because we have to clear it. Then those that so that is why once you select any drop down, you have to clear it and all. Okay, so I will go with one by one and clear all these things. Will anyway will cover and different scenarios and all. That is why I just commented. So we'll check one by one. Let's launch the browser first. It is launching. Now after launching, it will maximize. Now it is maximize. Now you can see it's selected India, right? Similarly, you can pass other also. Uh, suppose I want to go with Zimbabwe this time. Okay, I'm just closing this one. Okay, now I'm just passing Zimbabwe and let's run it. So always remember whenever you have a drop down things, okay, first try the normal approach without using select class and all. So basically this is called action, okay, actions on the web page. So action class like we call, but select is a class. Okay? So any actions you want to perform, right? Uh, you can perform using select. So it is launching now. Our expectation is it should select Zimbabwe. You can see it's now selecting Zimbabwe, right? So by default, when you open this, it's a India by default. So based on our requirement, we can change to any country. Okay. Now, just I'm commenting this one. Let's see the other one. I'm hard coding also. I'm just going to remove. Okay. Now this one, select by value. So we have the value, right? Value one. So as per value one, we should select Afghanistan. We have checked it Afghanistan, right? Now we'll check some different from the middle. France 73, right? By the value. France you can see 73. Let's put France. I'm putting 73. Now let's run. So it is launching now. We'll first maximize and then it's selected France. Okay. So this is another way to interact with the dropdown. Okay. Now the third one is by selecting by index. So let me again close this. Okay. So by index again, I want this 69. Okay. This is the uh, Malvinas. Okay. This one will check. So index position, if it's 69, then obviously it should be 68, right? Because starting with 0, right? Or I'm wrong. What would be the position
Yes,
for this string?
68.
68, right? Okay. So let's put 68 by index. Okay. So our expectation is it should select this one. Our expectation. Okay. Let's run it again. So these are the like ways to interact with the drop-down things, and it's very easy. You know, there will be no issue. You can easily handle all the drop-down issues. Driver is launching. It's launching in different system. Okay, you can see it. Chrome is being controlled. Now it's loading the page. Now it's loaded. Now it will maximize first. It's maximize, and now it should select. If it will not select, then also okay. I don't know what is it the correct one. Maybe index wise we did something, but yeah, this is what we can do it. Okay, so 60 something.
इंडेक्स वाइज वो सेलेक्ट नहीं किया ना, वैल्यू ही सेलेक्ट कर लिया।
हाँ सब हो गया, 69 करके देखिए, हमने काउंट नहीं किया ना, सो देयर मे बी लाइक
वही है ना,
समथिंग एनीवे,
स्टार्टिंग 1 से शुरू होता है तो वो 68 ही होना चाहिए था।
राइट राइट, बट एनीवे 69 देखते हैं क्या आ रहा है। लेट्स सी दिस वन। Launching, okay. Okay, now it is selecting. Okay, so this is way we interact with the this drop down things. Okay, now let me show you other methods as well. So is multiple, right? This is another we discuss is multiple. So if your web page have option to select multiple options, right? Here we can't select multiple. There is no option, but few page might have the option to select multiple. So in that case, we can use is multiple method. How to use that? So for this, we'll use our condition because we are not sure, right? Whether there is an option or not. To check that, we will use if, okay, condition. If suppose saying drop down, okay, drop down dot is multiple. If it's multiple, then what I'm saying equal to true. Okay, it will true. In that case, what I'm going to say system.out.println, and I should get the print option like drop down is multiple. They're just doing the validation, okay, using this URL. So if then else part, what we're going to write here, if obviously it's not, then no, drop down is not multiple, right? There is basically we don't have the option to select uh, multiple, right? So we are just checking. Okay, so let's run it. I am not selecting anything. Okay, now I just commented all three, and let's run it. It will just check whether we are able to select or not. So is multiple is going to return true or false, whether we are going to select or not. This one we'll check. Yeah. Now it's launching again. So let's maximize. Now it will check. Okay, it will check whether the down is selectable or not. See, it's coming. Drop down is not multiple. Okay, so this is what it's checked whether it's it's checked whether it's multiple or not. It checks. If not, then if you see any drop down, you can do practical also by exploring some web page where you see multiple things and all. So you can perform that as well. Okay. So this is the user is multiple to check. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, let me write first, list web element. Now I am saying I need all drop downs, okay, options, drop down options. For example, I'm saying I need all drop down options. So how to get it? So first list we have to store because it's more than one, right? So that is why we have to store as a list. Okay. Now list web element. What we are looking to store? Web element. So under curly bracket, under angular bracket, you have to mention web element. Then create one object equal to driver, not driver, drop down dot get option. Okay. So we already discussed get options also one method. What is the issue? List. Okay. So now we will use. So this is which for loop. Okay. Just let me know. Web elements. Here I'm creating object all drop downs. Can anyone answer? This is which for loop we are using?
Each.
Right. That is why it's very simple, right? Very small. So what I have did, so I don't want every time, to go and change the value and all. Okay. I should get all the list. Okay. So I just will, check here. And based on that, I need all the list. I don't want to go to the web page and see here by exploring, exploring this page and then getting one by one to get the print. Similarly, we did for the other program. So same, we'll get all the countries list on console. Okay, how to do that? So this is the option, get options. Okay, get options. So it will give you all this. Let's run it and okay. After the call complete, what we are going to do? We are going to close the browser. Okay, now let me run again. So basically, it will print all the country names one by one, right? All the country names. Let's maximize. Once it's print, we have already mentioned the command driver dot close. Once the activity is done, then it will automatically close the browser. So it might be printing. Let's just open this. Yeah, you can see here it is printing one by one. We are getting all the name. At the same time, the browser is also closed. Can you see? Browser is also closed. So this is the list we are getting all the name, right? So now same thing we can do like what we did for the previous program, that total options, right? Total options Then what you have to pass? You have to pass the object of this dot size.
Size.
If I have one size, then it will give total. So this will also print number of total countries. Now here what we're getting just fetching the getting the all the country names which listed under the drop down. But here we'll get the size. So now we'll get to know how many countries drop downs are available under uh, the drop down country drop down. So using size we'll get that. Okay. You can explore other web pages and all. So and this methods like select similarly like if you get some select deselect all also you can do it. Suppose first you are selecting for deselect what you have to do first you are going to select that one, okay, and same thing you are going to deselect, okay. So then see whether you are able to deselecting or not, that is okay, same thing only just you will use that method. Okay, now it is again printing one by one. Let it print. Go to here. You can see here it is printing one by one on these countries. Okay, so here you can see there are 242 country names are available under this dropdown. So this is the use of size. Okay, so you can do the practice on this. Okay, so this is all the method we use. Select and deselect basically if you want to select or you don't want to select. By default, when you open the page, it is selected as India, right? So in that case, you can say like deselect by visible text, some put some other country like India, right? Deselect. When it's deselect, then what? So you can explore. So I don't want to select, then by default it should move to blank, right? Because deselect you said, right? So any drop down you will have an option always as a blank also. So you can see after before the Afghanistan, it has a one blank. So that also you can do the practice. Okay, deselect instead of select, just put a deselect, whatever. Okay, first you select, then you deselect. Now the third one is so how to find broken links or dead links on any web page. Okay, so broken links are basically links or URL which are not reachable, so you can't get it. So I don't want to involve API things, but just somehow you say like when you open some page, right? You see some error, 500 series something error you see, right? Or 400 series something error you see. So like user as a user you are not able to interact with it basically the URL, so basically we call it dead URL, okay, not reachable. Okay, they are like maybe they are down, the URL is down or not functioning due to some XYZ error, okay, or backend reason or something else, so that's called broken or dead. Okay, so also like sometime when you just try on Google, suppose let me show you, suppose I'm opening Google. Okay, so let me open. So this is my Google, right? So Google simple HTTP as that's forward slash then google.com. Suppose I somehow I put google.1. So obviously when I enter, it should not launch, right? It says this site can't be reached, right? So there may be XYZ reason, we don't know, right? So similarly, we have some broken links and we have some method to check those. Okay. So let's take this example. So this is one link. Okay. So here These all are some URL. Okay, so my use case is I want to check whether I am getting once I click on this error code 400, I am getting bad request or not. So let's click on 400. So I should see bad request. Okay, suppose this is my unauthorized. If I click on unauthorized, I should expect this. So this is the one use case. Okay, so suppose assume this is like API testing you're doing or something like, and you want to validate exactly. So similarly, if code not 2, then I should see the message as a payment required. Okay, so the customer had model or not recognize this page. So similar like code not 4. So we have to just validate whether it is giving us the correct validation or not. Okay, these are okay. Now let's create one class broken things. Okay, this is one class. Let me create a main method and let me copy this page like this all steps. Okay, now let me copy the link. This is the URL. Okay, so maximize. Okay, now what I'm going to do is so I have to find was all the links, right? Broken links. So basically, these are the broken links, right? See here list of bad links on the page. So let's right click and inspect. We need a locator, right, for all the links. So we are now looking for all, not for one. Okay, we need all because we have to check all, right? So for that, if you remember, I said whenever you hover over and you see all attributes start with tag name start with a, so that is all the anchor tag, right? So this is all hyperlink because once you click on this link, it is opening another page or another window or tab, right? So these are the hyperlink. So now all you can see is associated with a anchor tag, right? So we can again go with tag name, right? Because this time our requirement is we need all the broken links at a time, right? So what we are going to do, what we have to store somewhere, right? Where we have to store? We have to store as a okay. Now this is something different, okay? Mostly what we do as a list. Now we will use different approach. Okay. Now I'm saying link web element. Let it close. Then one second. Now link list driver dot find element. This time elements because we are going with more than one. And here I am saying by dot tag name. So this is our. So remember, if you are going with the single, then it would be always one. Then we will say wave element. Here we'll say always wave element, or we have already done in previous. See wave element, right? But now we need number of all, right? Then that is why here it's a find elements instead of find element. So just import Okay, now here to pass, right? Okay, what we have to do, we have to just pass by dot tag name. Oh, sorry, I have already mentioned by dot. Okay, so here what I have to do, we have to pass the tag name. So if you remember, our tag name start with A, right? Or like everywhere, it start with A. Simply, we'll just pass A. Okay. Now, what we have to do, we have to just print it, and I'm saying total links on page, total links on page, right? So now the object link list. Now let's run it. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, now it is launching. Okay, so it's maximize. Now switch to this. Now here is the total links on this page. Okay. Something I
Should
have
be a
missed.
get text, right?
Sorry,
We should add get text.
that's what I'm size. No. I
Not
missed
size,
size.
get text. I'm asking.
Okay, get text. No, this you are saying get text here. How it will work? We can get text if you want to use. Then we have to do like this, na? We have to use for loop, right? Then only you will come to get text, na? Get text means what? It will print one after one, na? Then we'll see get text, right? So for that we have to use a for loop or while whatever loop we use, we have to use a loop. But I missed what I'm saying is size. Size I missed. So I need total links on page, right? So I just printed this. This is just printing the locator, tag name, and all, nothing else. So let's run again. So total links on page, if I want to know, then I have to print size. Then only I will get to know how many links are available, which we are going to validate. So it's launching. Okay. Now this is our page. Let me go to quickly. Let's see. There are 48 links on this page. Okay. So till now we have covered what we have covered. How to print and count hyperlinks on a web page, how to handle dropdowns using select class, right? All the methods we have already checked it. So you can do the practice for more clarity. Like
I didn't understand that partial link. What is the use of that? Why you are using here? Just print the count or what?
which one?
That last one, partial link. Just now you showed, right?
Partial
Dead links.
get text.
नहीं रे dead links थे
I'm
वो.
talking about link, partial link broken. The
Broken
last one.
links and
These are.
Yeah, these what do they use? Just for your printing or what?
Oh, no. So the
Then
use case is if I open this one, I
hmm.
should see that request. This one I have to validate in automation.
Error
You got my
definitely, right?
means suppose I am clicking on 40400, right? Then it shows as a user I should see that request. But when I am clicking and open, it is showing some different message that we are going to validate. You got my point or not? See, here it says I should see payment receipt, right? Here.
Correct.
But
Mm.
click on 4, not 2. But now it is coming different, na?
Okay.
The message is different, right? So we'll
Check.
validate in automation.
Correct. Correct. So you are going to validate this name.
Right. So this is the kind of like in API also we do validation, the status code, right? So these are nothing. This is called the status code. So here in UI, we are going to validate. After click on this, we'll validate whether the customer or the expected results is
Okay.
coming correct or
Got
wrong. That we'll check in the next session. Okay. So whatever we have covered, you can do the practice. Okay, and just this broken links and validation we'll do in next class. Okay,
Okay.
you can stop recording.